September 24, 1877, on a rain-soaked hill in Kagoshima, Japan, a legend was born from the ashes of defeat. This is the story of the Battle of Shiroyama, the final, desperate stand of the samurai. You might know the story from the movie The Last Samurai, but the real history is even more dramatic, more tragic, and more inspiring. This wasn't just a battle, it was the fiery end of an entire way of life that had defined Japan for centuries. So, who were these last samurai, and what were they fighting for? At the heart of this conflict was a man named Sage Takamori. He wasn't an American captain played by Tom Cruise, but a giant of Japanese history. Once a key figure in the Meiji Restoration that modernized Japan, he became disillusioned. The new government was stripping the samurai of their status, their swords, and their very identity. To Sage, this was a betrayal of Japan's soul. He retreated from politics, but the discontent among former samurai grew. Thousands flocked to his side, seeing him as the last hope to preserve their honor. This wasn't a rebellion for power, but a rebellion for principle. They called it the Satsuma Rebellion. For months, Sage's army of traditional warriors fought against the new Imperial Japanese Army, a modern force. Armed with rifles, cannons, and Gatling guns, the samurai had swords and immense courage. But courage alone couldn't stop bullets. Outnumbered and outgunned, they were pushed back, battle after battle. Their final stand came at Shiroyama, a small hill overlooking the city of Kagoshima. By then, Sage's once mighty army was reduced to just 400 men. They were surrounded by 30,000 imperial troops. The odds weren't just bad, they were impossible. Instead of surrendering, they chose to live and die by their code Bushido. The night before the final assault, they sang, drank sake, and wrote death poems, preparing for their fate with a calm dignity that is almost unimaginable today. As dawn broke, the Imperial Army began its final bombardment. Then, Sage and his remaining warriors drew their katanas. In a final, desperate charge, they rushed downhill into a storm of gunfire. It was a suicidal, glorious, and utterly heartbreaking moment. They were fighting not for victory, but for honor. Sage Takamori was severely wounded in the charge, according to legend. One of his loyal followers helped him perform seppuku, the ritual suicide, to die with his honor intact. With his death, the spirit of the rebellion was broken. By the end of the morning, all 400 samurai were gone. The Battle of Shiroyama marked the end of the samurai era. It was a brutal, bloody conclusion to a 700-year-old tradition. But here is the incredible twist: the very government that crushed Sage's rebellion later came to admire him. They saw his unwavering loyalty to his principles, even in the face of certain death, as the ultimate expression of the Japanese spirit. Sage Takamori was posthumously pardoned and became known as the last true samurai. Statues were erected in his honor, and his story became a symbol of dedication and sacrifice. He lost the battle, but in a way, he won the war for his legacy. The story of Shiroyama isn't just about swords versus guns. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes, the way you face defeat defines you more than any victory. It's a story of holding onto your beliefs, no matter the cost. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this piece of history as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more stories from the past. Let me know in the comments what you think about the last stand of the samurai. See you next time.